Hello everybody and welcome to a new series on this channel. My name is Bill, by the way, and this is a new series for another Dynasty mode, NCAA Football 09 this time. The reason why I'm doing NCAA 09 now, not continuing with NCAA Football 11, is because of the fact that my NCAA Football 11 disc got laser burned, and also my other two episodes couldn't load up, so I deleted those from the SD card. But next time I get to GameStop, I'll get me NCAA Football 11. I'll restart all the way from the beginning because my profile also got corrupted and I have to delete everything and start all over again, which kind of sucks, but gives me a chance to bring y'all some new content. Anyways, I will go ahead and show you the team we have, so I can be able to do that in an easy way. This part I should have planned out a bit better. Oh, view and edit rosters. Let's see, we have Brian Means as our highest overall player at an 87. Then we have Dustin Williams at an 84, William Kraft, Tony Johnson, David Perkins, Mark Hills, Miguel Bailey, Jordan Ziegler, Tim Moss, Thomas, that's an original name, Brett Brown, Jamal Williams, Quentin Handy, and let's look at our quarterbacks. We got Miguel Bailey as our main quarterback. I guess you can see he's a junior. We have Matt Harris, who's a sophomore, Dustin Bird, that's a senior, Brandon Riley, a freshman, and Jerome Lee as a junior. For halfbacks, we have Brian Mays, Gregory Arrington, Dave Robinson, and Jim White. Our first two running backs are juniors, and our last two are underclassmen, so we'll have some good running backs for the near future. Our fullback is Chris Williams, and we have a lot of receivers, as you see. I already mentioned Means, Williams, Thomas. We also have Colby Brooks, Jared Jones, Eric Ward, Curtis Wilson, James Holt, Cole Owens, Reggie Harris. As you can see, we got a lot of receivers. Quentin Handy, tight end, senior. So is Nick Adkins, who's also a senior, and David Harris, who's a sophomore. Marcus Boyd, Naheeman Smart, and Gary Davis are all our left tackles, with Marcus Boyd being our senior. We have Eric Irvin as a left guard, who's a senior, and then sophomore Roger Matthews. Behind him is William Kraft, senior. Justin Stewart is behind him as a freshman. Starter at right guard is Chaz Rich, followed by Orlando Walton at right guard, which Orlando Walton's the senior in this group. Jamal Williams is the senior for the right tackle position, followed by Courtney Beto, who's a junior, and Lance Ross, who is also a senior. Then we have David Perkins, who is a junior, followed by Kyle Shelton, junior, and also Nate Mitchell, that's also a junior at the left end. Right end, we have Dustin Gorman as the senior, Jonathan Christensen as the junior, and Shane Alford as a sophomore. Then we have Mark Hills, our senior defensive tackle, followed by Kyle Peterson and Carl Frank. All these guys are seniors. Jason McGee, that's the junior, and Mario Jenkins as a freshman. Eric Donaldson's our starting left outside linebacker, and he is a junior. Ryan Cotton follows him, and then Bobby Fenton, all juniors. We have linebacker starting for us, Jason Barrett, followed by Adam Moss. I may switch those two around really because I see Moss's speed. How's his catching? I'm sorry, I have to look at this because of the last name Moss, Randy Moss. 62 catching, Then we have Chase Pryor, who's a senior, followed by Mark Cannon as a freshman. Surprised he's not a quarterback. That name. Then we have Ziegler as the junior starting right outside linebacker, followed by Andrew Haynes, who's the sophomore right outside linebacker. Then we have Fred Brown, the senior cornerback, junior, and Todd Joseph. Brian White is also junior. Jim Gooden's also a senior, sophomore Jeremy Wright, and sophomore Chris Payne. Free safety, we have Tony Johnson, who is a senior, followed by freshman Tim Randall. We have Tim Moss, the senior strong safety, which, like I did with that other Moss, catching a 70. Okay, that's a bit more understandable. Well, Tim Lewis is the sophomore strong safety. Teddy Jordan is the freshman. We have a junior kicker in Brian Williams and a senior punter in Timmy Hayes. No, wait, Timmy Keys, my bad. And as for the preseason polls going, only the top 25 go like this. The number 1, Georgia Bulldogs. Number 2, Oklahoma Sooners. Number 3, Ohio State Buckeyes. 4 is USC Trojans. 5, Florida Gators. 6 is LSU Tigers. 7 is the Missouri Tigers. Followed by the West Virginia Mountaineers. Followed by the Wisconsin Badgers. Texas Longhorns. Clemson Tigers. Texas Tech Red Raiders. Penn State Nittany Lions. Arizona State Sun Devils. Kansas Jayhawks, which, you look at them now, they are not a ranked team, not even close, unless they're in the bottom 10. Then we have the Auburn Tigers, Virginia Tech Hokies, Illinois Fighting Illini, Tennessee Volunteers. They just had a coaching carousel during the off season. If you don't watch college football, look up Tennessee Volunteers coaching carousel. That should be a fun read. The BYU Cougars, South Carolina Gamecocks, Alabama Crimson Tide, Oregon Ducks, Cincinnati Bearcats, and rounding out the top 25 are the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Since this is the preseason top 25, I can show you where we are currently ranked. We are currently ranked, as you can see, I'm easily the Memphis Tigers. Again, I'm originally from Memphis, so I gotta stick with them. See, we're 78th in the nation. We gotta go up 77 more spots. Now, you see, I like to base mine off of stats. My bottom 10's off of stats, not ratings, but I had to go with who they had for the bottom 10 in the preseason polls, which are in ascending order on here. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, Utah State Aggies, Florida Air National Golden Panthers, Idaho Vandals, Army Black Knights, Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns, Tulane Green Wave, Eastern Michigan Eagles, Arkansas State Red Wolves, and the Temple Owls. Now let me go ahead and show you my schedule for the year. We have number 1 Georgia at Memphis. Then we face off against Rice. Then we go to West Virginia, go against Marshall. Marshall's in West Virginia, by the way, if you didn't know that. And then, this is a little bit of a personal game for me, because normally I always try to go against ranked teams, but this game is personal, against Iowa State. Look up 2017 Liberty Bowl, you'll understand why. Then we go to Oklahoma. Then we go to UAB. We have bye week in week 7. Week 8, we go against ECU, the school that produced Chris Johnson, who was once a good running back till he did a contract holdout and never the same again. Kids, if you could ever go into the pros, never go into a contract dispute. Sometimes that'll make you a little weak for wear. Then we have the Southern Miss Golden Eagles, the school that produced probably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Brett Favre. Please know I said one of the greatest. Brady, of course, everybody wants to mention him as the greatest, but of course, I see Brady as like one of the greatest. Well, he's definitely the greatest of this generation, don't get me wrong. But, you know, there could be another quarterback that'll come along, have better success than him. So I'm saying he's one of the greatest, probably the greatest right now, but give it time. Then we go against Navy. This is also a little bit of a personal game because I'm used to be in the Air Force. So that's a little bit of a personal game as well. Then we go against the SMU Mustangs. We have an open date. Then we go against UCF. Luckily we're in the same conference because this is also a personal game as well. Because they beat us twice. Because UCF beat Memphis twice in the 2017 regular season. Once during the season. And then once again in the now American Athletic Conference Championship, which as you can see that conference is not in this game, followed by Tulane. Then we have an open date. Then I think after that is the championship week. Now my 5 key games for the week. I don't like to include myself because that just doesn't make it as entertaining, in my opinion. The first game, now please note I had to base all of these off of the overalls. It's gonna be the number 18 Illinois against number 7 Missouri. As you can see, Lee picked Illinois, Kirk picked Missouri. I have to base it off of overalls, sadly, which I do not like, and I chose to go with Missouri. The next game is between... Oops, skipped to week 3 for some odd reason. We're not that far in the season yet. I haven't recorded that far. Alright, next we have the Alabama Crimson Tide against the Clemson Tigers. Yes. I know it's the matchup that college football sees apparently every year in the playoffs. But here, Lee picks Alabama, Kirk picked Clemson, and for me, I'm having to go with Alabama because I'm kind of basing... I think they'll pull off the upset because it's Alabama. That's my main goal around here, sadly. Next we have what is not a top 25 game, but is actually a rivalry game in its own. If I can just find it. Here we are. Kentucky against Louisville. Both Lee and Kirk are going with Louisville, but I am saying Kentucky is going to win the game because I'm basing it off of overalls, which I do not like to do, but I sadly have to do it here, which sucks. And then we have a bottom 10 game of the week in Temple and Army, as we have both Lee and Kirk picking Army. I decided to pick Temple, like I said, because of overall reasoning. And then we have our last game being in the Pac-10, being between Oregon State and Stanford, which both Lee and Kirk picked Stanford, but they picked Oregon State, my bad, but I chose to go with Stanford. Now, my game against Georgia, let's get back to that real quick. Of course, they're both going to say Georgia's going to win because look at the overall. But I'm saying, because as I told y'all in NCAA Football 11, I play with my sliders all the way, computers all the way down on the easiest difficulty. I say I'm going to win 119-6 because I know I'm going to give up a score. Always happens when I go up against ranked teams. So that's my prediction. And I will also show you my little recruiting board. Now I do all my recruiting before the episode because I don't want to see y'all see me with my struggles. As you can see, we need a wide receiver, which is kind of weird because of the fact that, as you can see, we have 10 wide receivers. We need a tight end. We also need a guard and a center. And on offense, defense, we need 2 defensive tackles, a free safety, and a punter. As you can see, recording time left is 0 hours, 0 minutes. As you can see, let's say I wanted to call, let's go with Dangle. If I wanted to call him, I could just do a quick call, which is a lot easier to do than trying to actually talk with them because of the fact that with the recruiting, there's a little football that determines how happy they are with the call, and I'm choosing not to do that this time around because normally I try to do that and it frustrates me whenever the fact that the football goes from happy to mad. And it's like, what do you want me to talk about? So I'm just letting the computer do the quick call, offer them a scholarship because I want them to come to my school. As you can see, hold on, let me see how I can do this. Help, okay. Reorder by caliber. As you can see, we have 3 3-star prospects that want to come to us. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 31, 1 2-star prospects, and then we have one punter that's 1-star overall. Well, that's a 1-star prospect that's wanting to come to us. But that's gonna be it for this video, because I would try to play the game at the same time, but I don't want to try to play one-handed. That feels weird. So that'll be it for this video, and I will now see you all later. Probably record another episode later on tonight after I complete the game. So this episode will probably go up tomorrow morning along with the next one. And I will see you all later. Now, for sure, this time.